Welcome back. Janet, our day 2 is in the house. Hi, Janet.
Hello, Auntie. How are you?
And she says today she's going to talk about the power of posing. Now, Janet, where on earth did you come up with that from?
Well, seriously speaking, when I'm talking about posing, I'm not talking about posing because you want to show off.
Okay, let me strike my pose.
Yeah. Because you want to, yes.
Well, please, I mean, people want to see me posing. Thank you.
No, it's really about presence.
Okay.
A lot of people, professionals, even directors, they don't really know, or they're unconscious of the fact that the way they sit, the way they stand, actually doesn't bring out the real aura in them. When you want to see somebody who has traits of a leader, there's positioning that we expect to see. There's charismatic positioning. So we look at you, the way you sit, the way you stand, the way you walk. This tells us that indeed you have those traits of a leader. And what are those traits? Traits of confidence. Traits that look like you can, manage a crowd, hold a conversation, network well. And it's really about presence. Sincerely, I must say, a lot of people have lost job opportunities because they are deemed to not have the required presence. And what am I trying to say here? It's really about when you sit down, even for an interview, like many people that have come today, how are you seated? That actually shows that you have presence. So you may be the leader of your organization, and then you're on the TV and you're doing this.
You're slouching.
You're slouching. And, a lot of things. It's really about body language, saying so much without saying a single word.
I understand what you're saying, Janet, because when Bill Clinton was going for the presidency, we read all kinds of things about all kinds of lessons he had to take about how to stand and how to sit and how to talk. And he even took courses in how to match his colors.
Yes, absolutely.
And of course, once he became president, there was somebody who was in charge of all that.
Image. Yep. It's like
image is everything.
Image is everything. And it's really, and we have to say that because even somebody who's representing an organization or a country or anything like that, really the image is everything, because you are the epitome of success. You are the leader that must lead by example. So we want to see all those things in you. So and it's really about positioning.
Obviously Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are taking classes right now.
I bet they are.
Nice?
I bet they are. Because it does mean everything, So you're seated, for instance, let's even start with just sitting down, for men and women alike. So with women, you don't want to be seated with your legs apart, because you're going to look like what?
Especially so for women.
And it happens a lot. So a lot of women are not conscious of their presence. So sometimes, trust me, I do a lot of training. So sometimes you see people seated properly, and after a while, what happens? Everybody lets loose and everybody forgets where they are. And it's not very nice at all, because if you are a female executive, there's an expectation.
Yeah.
And we want to see that in you from beginning to end. It does take a bit of training or a bit of consciousness, so you must make sure you're seated properly and let it be part and parcel of your lifestyle, the way you are seated. And I would say for women, always make sure, no matter how you're seated, that your two knees are together at all times. So they might not be crossed at the ankles, but the knees are together. The easiest way is to always cross your ankles, always. And with men as well, of course, we don't expect you to sit closed because you might look very funny, but we don't also want you to be too wide. The truth of the matter is that positive positioning, positive posing is when you are open. So if I'm sitting as a man or a woman and I'm like this is positive. This shows I have confidence, okay? I'm looking at you, there's self-esteem, I'm actually listening to what you're saying, and if I'm talking, then I'm gesturing with my palms out, okay? So if my palms are out, it's positive, I'm in agreement with you. But if my arms are like this, or I'm doing this, it's defensive.
Okay. So Janet will be right back after this short break. Welcome back. Janet is still here. Janet, the coach, the etiquette lady, and we're still talking pose. Yes. Let me tell you, when I was in secondary school, my school was thought more to be a finishing school than anything else.
Okay, good.
Because we were actually taught how to sit,
Yep.
how to talk, and things like that. So it became part of us. I'm not going to mention the name of my school, to sit either with your legs crossed,
Yes.
like this, or at the ankles.
Right.
And I know that plenty of viewers have complained that, why do I cross my legs all the time?
Yeah.
It's just, I'm used to it from when I was 11, 12.
Right.
We were taught how to sit like ladies.
Yeah, it's good. The only thing is that there is a social position of sitting and a business position of sitting.
Okay,
so
social
sometimes,
now.
So social would be the one where you have actually raised your leg across on a high position. I wouldn't suggest you do that in a business setting at all because it seems like a
arrogant.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
in a way. Yes,
Okay.
That's how. That's
so this is
perfect.
business sitting.
Yes, this is how it is, and then you can gesture with
Janet
your hands
comes
out.
up with all kinds of things, social sitting and business. Okay,
But the truth of the matter is this: the way you are positioned, and that's what I call the power of pose, can actually boost your career because it gives you that element of grace, that element of decorum, that element of presence that I keep on using, that word. It shows somebody that, just looking at you. For instance, when it comes to posing as well, with your pictures, somebody says, please send us your bio and send us a mugshot of you as well. That picture will say so much about you. How were you positioned? Did you smile? Did you have your face forward? You find that even with photographs, a lot of people don't know how to position themselves with photographs. So you find that a lot of people will say, I don't like looking at the camera. And I wonder why. They look away from the camera. They frown as much as...
now.
Yes. So how do you position yourself? And everybody actually has one side of their face that gives them their best shot, either the left or the right. It's important to find out where you get your best shot. For me, mine is usually on the right-hand side. My best posture. Then the left gives me a good posture, but not as good as the right. And everyone has it, which side they can pose best. And what do you do with your arms? Do you fold them or do you have them open out? And that will tell us the kind of position that you're in. So sometimes with your hands crossed, with a smile, it's more confident. But if you're frowning and your hands crossed, you're closed up. You are showing position of depression or anxiety or aggression or defense. So it really does matter how you position yourself. And with pictures, always be careful not to bend your head to the left or right, because when they take a picture and your head is bent to the left or right, it shows signs of poor self-esteem, believe it or not. That's what I've been told. And interestingly, how do you take a picture? Well, don't avoid the camera. Look at the camera because we want to see you, want to see your face, want to see the best of you. Sign of confidence. Or when you're in front of the media, how do you stand? We don't want your hands in the pocket because that's not going to give you the good image at all. So you want to be prepared for the camera. Give yourself a 2-minute audit. Do your tie properly. Straighten your jacket. Pat your hair. Whatever you have to do before you take the picture and find out what position gives you the best shot. And always...
It's amazing how all these things actually matter.
They really do.
Many of us pay attention to little
Unfortunately,
things like this.
yes, we don't. And it
Thank
can
you for
make or
bringing
break
all this
you.
to the fore.
Yeah, it's very important.
It's actually important whether you're looking straight at the camera,
Yeah.
whether you fold your arms,
Yes.
which we consider to be
Yes.
unimportant.
Yes, yes. And how you pose for a picture, because don't forget, the pictures now are beyond newspapers. They're on social media. So you want to always make sure, if you are prepared for a picture, to take a good one, unless you were taken, unannounced, But you always want to make sure that whatever picture you have out there speaks well of you. So somebody sees your bio in a magazine and they see your picture without meeting you, your picture will say so much without saying a single word. And it's like, okay, you have an element of approachability. Oh, she looks nice. Oh, if I meet her in person, I would actually like to do business with her or make her an acquaintance. And that's where it starts. So you really want to make sure all the time that even when you're standing in a networking gathering, don't be sloppy, don't be slouching, because everyone is watching. Yeah, and if you're
Everyone
a leader,
is watching everyone else.
Yes, especially as a leader, you always want to make sure that you're not caught off guard and that, before you open your mouth to speak, the impression people have of you is always going to be a good one. So when you do open your mouth to speak, you're just adding more credit to yourself. Charisma is important. And I keep saying that, especially when you are trying to promote your business, when you're trying to maintain the reputation of your organization, it starts with you. So
Wow.
make sure that you pose and pose well.
Very, very interesting.
Yes.
Your regular fans are not calling you today. I wonder why.
Oh, interesting. But it's important, and I mean, give credit to you, because when you're seated here, you have to sit down for 3 whole hours. You cannot afford to slouch, so you're always upright because you're asking questions and you're attentive. You have to listen to the people, so you can imagine your pose and posture is really important, you know. And like we always say, watch your back when you're seated and even when you're standing too.
Even for health reasons.
Absolutely.
Sit up straight.
Yes, all the time.
Oh, thank you, Janet.
You're
What's
welcome,
happened to your people? They're not with you today.
Oh, it's good.
Thank you very much.
You're most welcome.
We learn something new from Janet every week. Things that we consider unimportant, she brings to the fore and makes us see the importance of those things and how those things actually affect us and people's impressions of us. Thank you, Janet.
You're welcome, Auntie.
And that's Sunrise for today. Until we come your way again, I'm Alero Edu, wishing you all the best this weekend and through next week. And I promise you, my partner will be back by next program. Thanks for being with us. Bye-bye.